So on chemical tankers, as per CRIS code Appendix B, if we are carrying certain cargoes, we need to have an cyanide antidote kit. Those cargoes is mentioned in this Appendix B of CRIS code, as you can see above: acetone, cyanohydrine, acetone, nitrile, acrylonitrile, and others. It all and the below you can see medical kit, where it mentions what are the medical items which you need to carry if you are carrying the above mentioned cargo: 12 parils of amyl nitrile, 1 sterile syringe, 1 sterile syringe of 50 cc, 2 ampules of sodium nitrate, 2 ampules of sodium thiosulfate. These are the things which you must have in your cyanide antidote kit. This they have written this medical kit. Basically this is cyanide antidote kit which comes on board on tankers. So generally it is taken on chemical tankers, and these cargoes are having the property of cyanide, so that is why a cyanide kit is required for them. In the diagram you can see above that cyanide antidote kit looks like the one I'm showing now. This is an example from one of my ships. So it gives a description that what all items it is carrying. Now if we go ahead, we can see what all items are inside it. You can see a syringe, there are bottles, there are ampules, and there is one pipe, small tube. This tube is I'll tell the use of it later. So you can see all the items, what all items are present in this cyanide antidote kit. It also have a copy of instructions, like what all things to do and how to go about in case somebody is exposed to those certain cargoes which are mentioned in this Appendix B of CRIS code. You can pause the video and read the instruction if you like, or in the next diagram you can see here. The pictorial I've made this. You can see if somebody is exposed to the cargo which are mentioned, to those cyanide possessing cargoes, the person who is exposed must be immediately taken to the shower or eye wash and must be asked to take a proper bath, and then immediately his clothing must be removed. If the person is not breathing, then artificial respiration should be given. First you should try the artificial respiration by the bottle, O2 bottle which is there, oxygen bottle. And if he is not breathing, then you must try to do CPR. Always know that the last option should be mouth to mouth, because there might be chances that he might have inhaled or some cargoes might have touched his mouth. So make sure mouth to mouth should be the last option. And as soon as he started breathing, then you should break the capsule of amyl nitrile, put it into a clean cloth, normally a handkerchief, and ask the person to inhale the amyl nitride which you have poured for like 30 seconds. Some say 15 seconds, some say 30 seconds. So you inhale for 30 seconds, then rest for 30 seconds, inhale for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds. Two important points over here is that you should not hold the handkerchief too close to your nose, and the second is the person holding the handkerchief which contains the amyl nitrile ampule, he must wear gloves, but basically that amyl nitrile should not touch his hands. Then even after that, normally which I have seen on my ship, one of my OS got exposed to acrylonitrile, which the cargo which I was carrying. He started getting headache, and once we asked him to take a bath, and once he came inside the accommodation, we asked him to take the amyl nitrile. We broke the amyl nitrile capsule, put it into a cloth, and then he smelled the cloth and he was okay within 1 minute or two. If a person is not okay, if he doesn't get okay like within 3 or 5 minutes, you continue this process for 3 to 5 minutes. If he doesn't get okay, then you should start injecting sodium nitrite. You can see in the description how much quantity you must give. And even after giving, this is given intravenous, so even after giving sodium nitrite he doesn't get okay, then you should go for sodium thiosulfate. And in the instruction you can see how much quantity must be given for an adult. And the last thing about this is that if somebody has Normally it occurs normally while doing manifold connection disconnection, and while doing tank cleaning, the vapors come, the person get exposed via vapors. But if somebody has swallowed that, then we might need to do gastric leverage. They say normally you need a doctor to do this. Gastric leverage is nothing, that pipe, the tube basically, which I showed, the transparent tube and the antidote kit. The tube is put through the nose into the stomach, and then there is a process through which it gets sucked, the whatever gastric juices are there inside your stomach, it gets sucked out, and then you can remove that with through the pipe. So that is why the gastric leverage process is done through that medical tube, which I showed in the diagram before. But it is rarely done. Normally a person getting exposed or such cargoes, if after you ask them to inhale the amyl nitrile, they will, they normally becomes okay, as I have seen in my case, as I have experienced in my case.